So at the end of the trip, this is the total number of kilometers this car has traveled. And we're also told that Brishti never drove more than at a speed greater than 110 kilometer per hour. So if we know that the 8 hours, the duration, then the total distance you drove has to be less than 800 kilometers. So if I subtract, 880, I can subtract 880 from this. So 25982 would be, it has to be, it has to be greater than this number, the total distance traveled up until that point, this x value. So what we need to do is, because we have to maximize the possible average speed, we want to make this a palindrome, or x to be a palindrome that is as large as possible and as close to, or I should say, it's to the right of this value, because it cannot be lower than that because we have this condition. So you'll notice here, the first thing you might want to do is, let's say if we start with 2, 5, keep the 9 here, then since this has to be palindrome, this has to be 5 and 2. But you'll notice that that number is actually less than that. Because this, if you were to use that as the value for x, then we would not satisfy that condition. So we need to go further, and we want to be as close to this number as possible. So we'll be pushed to 2, 6 here, because 5 will not do the job, because that's going to make it 5 here, and then 9 is the only one we'll get. So we have to go to 2, 6. And then that means the last digit has to be 2, and then this has to be 6. And I'll have to make this as low as possible, and 0 would be the best choice. So this is the best I can do in terms of coming up with a palindrome that is as close to this number as possible. And so that's the value of x. And to figure out how much distance actually Brishti drove, I have to figure out the difference between that and the final reading. So I just have to find this difference, and you'll see that difference is 800 kilometers. And since the trip was 8-hour, or average speed, or I should say the greatest possible average speed will be 800 over 8, or 100 kilometer per hour.